Caney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you familiar with everything the Lincoln Children's Museum offers? Camps, field trips, and game day playdates are just a few of the extraordinary programs provided by the Lincoln Children's Museum. When you spend a day with your family at the Lincoln Children's Museum, your child's mind can explore while enjoying the many interactive exhibits they have, while keeping admission prices extremely affordable. Stop by the Lincoln Children's Museum today in downtown Lincoln, or visit them online for more information at lincolnchildrensmuseum.org.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Farmers know it all starts with the soil. At Carbon Connections, they're helping you unlock its full potential. Their high-quality humic acid improves nutrient uptake, boosts root development, and enhances soil structure, so your crops get more from every acre. But it doesn't stop there. With a full lineup of crop protection products, they help you reduce synthetic inputs while protecting yields and profits. Smarter inputs, healthier soils, better returns. It's time to grow more naturally. Visit Carbon Connections on Facebook or call them today at 402-947-1476 to learn how they can help your farm thrive. Carbon Connections, unlocking your potential.
Anybody know a good electrician to call? Here's a suggestion. Just call Bryant. The Lincoln company you've trusted for over 70 years with air conditioning, heating, and plumbing is also the company to call for an experienced, licensed electrician to change a light fixture, install a fan, upgrade your electrical panel, or solve any electrical problem. Call 467-1111 for a free estimate or schedule an appointment. Also schedule online at BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Whatever it takes.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio, from the heart of Lincoln, America. Expanding awareness about the TeamMates program and the ever-growing need for mentors. This is TeamMates Timeout with TeamMates CEO Des Moines Adams and Marketing and Communications Manager Ashton Honor.
What up, what up? It is Tuesday, September 2nd. You are listening to Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash on 93.7 The Ticket. You're probably wondering, why is Ash kicking off the show today? Because guess what? Our guest, who you're going to learn all about today, we're going to have a day called Get to Know the CEO. So, Des Moines Adams, a.k.a. DeMo, welcome back to our show.
Well, thank you. And, today is my 4-year anniversary of being CEO of TeamMates.
Well, congrats.
Yes.
And so with that, I know about your TeamMates history and how you got to where you are today. Tell the listeners, you served 2 different stints with TeamMates, and talk about who recruited you to come to TeamMates. That's important. And then we'll go from there.
Yeah. Well, of course, born and raised Pine Bluff, Arkansas, for those that don't know. And what brought me up here was football. Got offered a football scholarship by Coach Osborne, and I did not get to play for Coach Osborne, but had some very successful years under Frank Sullage, and afterwards played a little bit of professional ball. And then once the dream stopped loving me, I needed a real job. So with 2 degrees from the university, moved back, worked at the university for 3 years. And then when Coach Osborne came back as AD, he still remembered my name. And, we did some stuff together. Opportunity came up with Teammates. Never heard of having a job with Teammates. I was a mentor as a football player, but working for a nonprofit, I didn't know much about it, but helping people, I thought it was, something that I was interested in. The position that I applied for, I did not get.
Ooh.
However, Suzanne Osborne Hintz at the time was the CEO, and she saw my strengths, and she had a vision. And that vision at that time was to create more scholarships, expand Teammates beyond high school. And that's when I became the post-secondary education coordinator.
And tell everybody, kind of, the post-secondary program has changed since you essentially created it, but you set the foundation for what our post-secondary program is now. Talk a little bit about that.
At the time, we were offering maybe 6 different type of scholarships. One being the Osborne Opportunity Fund Scholarship, $1,500, and then we had a few donor scholarships. Mentoring stopped when a student graduated from high school. So 2 questions came up. What happens to our students beyond high school? If we give these scholarships, what if they had that additional support so that they can persist to their second year? Because we were seeing a lot of, students not making it to their second year. So my job was to create partnerships, and I started with, of course, your Concordia, your Doane, your York, Wayne, Peru, Chadron, Northwest Missouri State. I was looking at where our students were going, and I tapped into some of those resources. And then at that time, I thought it was pretty easy looking at research for someone to continue on to support their student in college. But I'm thinking, why don't we make this a little bit more flexibility, less parameters? Let's make it fun. So once a month instead of once a week. And here we are now, 14 years later. What started as an ideal has now become a model, particularly with the National Mentor Summit. If you just think of, there are not a lot of post-secondary programs out there. Teammates, what makes us unique is not only that we're school-based, but this post-secondary program was perfected by Teammates.
Oh. Now, do you recall how many post-secondary partnerships we have right now? It's over 40, over 30?
Over 50.
Over 50.
So we have over 50 different, post-secondary opportunities, partnerships, and then scholarships. I would say we have over 40 different types of scholarships. And we started with 6 14 years ago.
Talk about what's coming up this Saturday.
This Saturday, something that was already in place. Every year, we always have this Teammates Day with the Huskers, where we celebrate our scholarship recipients. We thank those scholarship donors. We invite all of them with the mentor. And these students, they get that moment on the field right before the game starts, doing warm-ups or at halftime. And they all wear their uniform T-shirts. So this Saturday, we are celebrating at least 100 of our scholarship recipients. They're going to get recognized at halftime. They're all going to have on their Teammates Rouge shirts. And it's just a big win for not just Teammates, but for these students. Over 60% of them are first generation. And then for the whole stadium to see what full potential looks like and what these students are getting ready to do by using their full potential, it's a big deal. So this has been going on for over 2 decades, and I'm very fortunate that I've been able to continue this. And then, of course, being a CEO, Jackie McKeever has continued it, and our development team, they have done a tremendous job of setting the stage for this weekend.
So I want to back up a little bit. So you talked about how You started essentially the post-secondary program in charge of scholarships. Then you left Teammates for a hot minute.
Calm down now.
He left, but he came back. Why Teammates? Why did you come back?
You know, after successfully creating those scholarships, establishing our post-secondary program, Suzanne, she took a step back. At the time, that's when she was very fortunate to have Hudson. And so a new CEO came in. I got promoted to program director. And it was great because at that time I was tasked with expanding Teammates. And I did that. I didn't realize that was somewhat called development. I just thought it was just working hard, building relationships. So I was approached by the University of Nebraska Foundation. And it was a great opportunity to really expand and just really own this new Des Moines that I was becoming. But in the back of my mind, even as a kid, I've always wanted to be a leader.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to influence others. Like most people have dreams of being rich, or they have dreams of, all types of stuff. I've always dreamed of being a leader. So I told Coach when I left Teammates for a short stint, lukewarm, not hot minute, lukewarm minute. I said, if the opportunity ever presented itself to where the CEO position came up, I would come back because Teammates will always be near and dear to my heart. I'm thinking 5-6 years later. I didn't know it was going to be a year and a half later.
Nice.
And so Coach Osborne, he gave me that phone call, and the opportunity presented itself. And honestly, it was hard, not because of the opportunity.
Right.
But the University of Nebraska Foundation was an incredible organization to work with. I discovered so much about myself and my strengths, and to represent my alum with pride, but to serve in a role that I've always dreamed to do, and to influence thousands of others with my goofy leadership. Today, it's still a dream come true. So as I reflect, it's been 4 years now. It doesn't feel like it. It's like I'm living a dream every day.
It flies, which we talked about because last week I celebrated my first anniversary with Teammates. So I can speak to, like, we always say, like, if you're having fun, it doesn't feel like work. Yes, there's challenges that come up, but that's natural with the nonprofit world. You really have to have a passion for that nonprofit world. And because we do what we do for the mission and providing opportunities for students and helping those students reach their full potential through mentoring. Before I ask you the next question, I want to open things up, have the invitation out to our listeners and our viewers. Call in with any questions for DeMo. Ask him anything you get to know the CEO. Again, you can do that by calling in. Austin, what's that number?
402-464-5685. Starter Heyman Jewelers text line open for you. Honda of Lincoln hotline. Or if you're watching on stream, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, drop a comment and we'll make sure to share it.
Also Facebook, right? Yes. Okay. So DeMo, as the CEO and leader, something that I'm with Learner now, that I got my top 34 strengths. I got all my 34 now, having been at Teammates a year now. In my top 10 is Learner. And so I'm trying to do better about, like, reading books. Like, I go in phases. As a leader, what are some of your favorite leadership books?
When I first took this role, everyone was in my ear telling me what I should do and here's how I should lead. I was given this book by Lindsay from Gallup, and Lindsay Spain. You know who you are. It's called First Break All of the Rules. And so she gave me this book when I was the program director. And when you read it, when you're in one position, it means something different. But then when I read it again, and pretty much what the world's greatest managers do differently. I didn't want to be just your, cutter box CEO.
Mhm.
I wanted to be me. And so reading this book helped me to lead with my strengths, for me to be unique, for me to keep doing what I've always done, because that's what Coach Osborne hired me to be. And it was a struggle at first because so many people were trying to say, well, now that you're the CEO, you got to do X, Y, and Z. But Coach Osborne said, no, I need for you to do what you've always done. That's why I've hired you to be the CEO.
Right.
And it was tough trying to balance those two out. But this book, I would say, I broke a lot of rules, and I'm still breaking a lot of rules because some of the things that I do with my CEO hat, some people would probably frown upon, but it's not about the people. It's about our young people.
Mhm.
It's about the staff that I get to serve with, that I get to play with. Um, those I would say are the two, and of course our donors and our stakeholders.
Right.
But if I was to rate them, it's about our students. It's about this incredible team that I get to play with, our staff, our coordinators, our local boards, and then our incredible donors and our stakeholders.
Any other books?
My most recent book, Leaders Eat Last.
Okay, tell me about this one because it's currently sitting on my shelf at my house.
I am a big component of servant leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I think servant leadership is tough because it's not about me, it's about we. And so it really talks about, how you pull others together, how you win others over, how you get people to buy into your vision and follow,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because Gallup talks about the 4 things that followers need from their leaders. They need trust, they need stability, they need compassion, and they need hope.
Right.
And even though those things aren't in this book, this pretty much talks about, and again, it's humbling because in leadership, it's easy to think that I've arrived, I've achieved. People should follow me, people should listen to me, but it's the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you are in a position to where, tell me your thoughts. What can I do to support you? Do you need anything from me?
Right.
So it's like this reverse psychology that I would say helps me. And it helps me in my relationships because it's all about culture. And I'm very proud of our teammates' culture because when you take care of your people take care of you.
Speaking of the people, talk about our staff culture and the importance of our team norms.
I would say engagement. We do a survey every single year. We just did our Gallup Q12 assessment. I'm looking forward to seeing what our engagement levels have been over the last 4 years. I would say on average, it's been 80% of our staff are engaged, which is higher than the national average of, I think, maybe 40 to 50%. So our team norms, that's the standard. That standard of expectations, which includes trust, transparency, collaboration, respect, and fun.
Right.
And we've defined those norms. That means these are normal expectations within our organization. They may not be normal to society,
Right.
but what's normal to us. And I always say we're not normal. We're different. We're unique. So our team norms, they make us unique. I believe that to be teammates, we have to act like teammates. We have to behave like teammates. We have to work together like teammates. And so we have to have trust, transparency. That's the communication, the collaboration. That's the we over me. The respect, what gives you respect is when you give respect. And then the fun, I like to have fun.
Yes.
You work hard, you play hard, because to me, this isn't work. To me, I get to do what I love to do every day. And I want to create an environment, an experience for everyone to feel like they get to do the same.
Tell the listeners and the viewers how you foster our team culture.
You got to lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
So every day when I show up, I lead by demonstrating those team norms. I lead with love, more agape, none of this Bridgerton or Love is Blind and all of this Netflix stuff or whatnot. But I care about my staff.
Right.
I lead by example. Whether I'm working in the Lincoln office or our Omaha area office, I walk in and I walk around and I ask people not what you're doing, but how you're doing.
Right.
I care about the people that I get to work with, that I want to work with every single day. And then it's just something about that word. And then that creates that sense of trust, stability, compassion, and hope.
Right.
So I think just leading by example, I think all followers expect that from their leaders.
Talk about with your upper management, upper leadership team, and how you foster that leadership in them.
There's another book that I should have brought, and it's called It's the Manager.
Mhm.
There's a quote that says, good employees don't lead their job, they lead their managers.
Right.
And I never want to be that manager where someone decides to lead teammates because of me. Maybe some have, but I have incorporated that mindset into all of the managers. I feel like I work really hard to empower our managers to make them feel that they are leaders and their managers. I give them trust. I try to build them up. I give them this sense of you were hired not just for a purpose, but there's something more that I want to develop in you. Like your potential is different than Ashley's potential. That's
Right.
different than Vicky's potential. And my individualization, how I coach you, I tell you all of the time, man, you're already a star. I can't wait to see what you're going to be in the next 5 or 10 years. And that ability to individualize my leadership with the managers, developing them and seeing them for who they are and their strengths. That's just one of my superpowers. So from just an organizational, directional standpoint, my futuristic and my significance, I think that serves me well. But when it comes to empowering our managers, that individualization, that relator, I want my managers to be great. I want them to be leaders, and I want them to be able to serve well because I need them to take care of their people
Right.
so that their people can take care of them. So we are all taking care of our young people. It's all about our young people.
I love it. Well, and I can speak to that too, because you and I always talk about, even on the show, we've mentioned multiple times, grit and determination. And we're both former athletes, and how we always talk about how athletes are just wired differently. Again, I just, not that we're weird, we're just wired differently. Like the way we tick is different, the work ethic is different, the grit, the determination, having leadership roles on those teams kind of shape that athletic experience has fostered itself into our business nonprofit world. And so with the importance of our nonprofit mission, like I feel like we're what's next? What's next? How can we make everything better? So um everything you just spoke to, I can speak to that. One of my favorite things is, when DeMo comes in the office, like your loud presence, like, hey, how's it going? How are you? And then how you take the time to talk to each individual person and ask them, like, how are you? How's your day? Not, to your point, not what you are doing, but how are you doing? You talked a little bit about your futuristic strength, and that is your top strength, futuristic. Tell the listeners who are not familiar with the Gallup strengths and us being a strengths based organization, the value of having our CEO having futuristic and why that is important.
Is that ability to create a vision and then also back it up with a game plan to be able to let people know, this is where we're going. This is how we're going to get there. Oh, and then this is where we're going to be at in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And to back it up, my number 5 is strategic. So everyone can have dreams, can have a vision, can have these ideals, but to be able to back it up, that futuristic allows me to tell you, here's what we're going to do every single month. Here are the events that we're going to do.
Yep.
Here's how many people that are going to show up. I'm always in my head. It's a blessing and it's a curse.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking about work. I'm always thinking about the next thing that could happen. And I think it serves me well in this role because in leadership, you have to provide people with a vision and you have to back it up with confidence.
Right. Talking about that futuristic strength and that vision, talk about the expansion that happened in 2017.
It was cool when I got promoted to program director because we just did a strategic plan with the previous CEO. And talk about, achieving one big task of all of these new scholarships and this post-secondary program that didn't exist. Now we're talking expanding into South Dakota, Wyoming, and Kansas. It was really cool to make these trips with Coach Osborne. I feel like that really took our relationship to a whole new level because we got to make all of these trips, in by car, driving to Rapid City, driving to Casper and Laramie, driving down to Lawrence, Kansas, and even more areas in Iowa. And keep in mind that, folks in Kansas are still a little bitter from Coach Osborne instead of co-founder Tom Osborne. Wyoming and South Dakota, it was still love. But to sell the mission, to speak about the impact, to talk about how teammates can come alongside and complement the school district and the community, man, we work magic. I felt like I was his offensive coordinator, and we achieved it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what was a vision became a reality, even in the midst of COVID. And so today we're now in 6 states. Everything that I've been asked to do, I've done it. And I just appreciate Coach for believing in me and this kid from Palmer, Arkansas. This kid that I wasn't the All-American, but I feel like the work that I'm doing, they say leaders don't create followers, leaders create leaders.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like my flex is the impact that I'm having on others.
Have you read Extreme Ownership yet?
Not yet, but I keep hearing from multiple staff that I need to get it, but I'm a little nervous.
Don't be nervous. Well, we're going to dive into that because I just finished that book, and then I just dove into their second book, Dichotomy of Leadership, and I'm already obsessed with it. Austin, before we go to break, do we have any callers or questions?
We will have one, but we're running out of time, so we'll lead off with it next segment. How about that?
That sounds perfect. You guys are listening to Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash on 93.7 The Ticket.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through September 2nd are $1 off buns, 15% off cheese and crackers, 10-ounce grass-fed, grass-finished New York strips for $17.99 each, and steakhouse burger packs for $13.99. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North, with locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Anybody know a good electrician to call? Here's a suggestion. Just call Bryant. The Lincoln company you've trusted for over 70 years with air conditioning, heating, and plumbing is also the company to call for an experienced, licensed electrician to change a light fixture, install a fan, upgrade your electrical panel, or solve any electrical problem. Call 467-1111 for a free estimate or schedule an appointment. Also schedule online at BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Whatever it takes.
Advanced Medical Imaging is hosting their 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk on October 11th at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. Hear inspiring stories from survivors, enjoy local food truck vendors, a live DJ, and other family-friendly activities as we unite to bring awareness about breast cancer. Check-in begins at 8:30 a.m. with the walk starting at 9. Register your team today for Advanced Medical Imaging's 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk online at amimaging.com. Let's walk for those we've lost, for those still fighting, and for a future without breast cancer.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Are you familiar with everything the Lincoln Children's Museum offers? Camps, field trips, and game day playdates are just a few of the extraordinary programs provided by the Lincoln Children's Museum. When you spend a day with your family at the Lincoln Children's Museum, your child's mind can explore while enjoying the many interactive exhibits they have, while keeping admission prices extremely affordable. Stop by the Lincoln Children's Museum today in downtown Lincoln, or visit them online for more information at lincolnchildrensmuseum.org.
Are your feet just killing you and you feel like all hope is lost? Say goodbye to discomfort and hello to pain relief at Brown's Shoe Fit. They offer expert advice along with high-quality products to help you find the right solution tailored to your specific needs. Need a different width? Not a problem. Brown's carries a wide range of widths in store. Brown's Shoe Fit on 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Hi, this is Tom Osborne. Join me on September 23rd and dine at your favorite local Renza in support of TeamMates mentoring. 10% of Renza sales on September 23rd will benefit your local TeamMates mentoring chapter. TeamMates mentoring helps students reach their full potential by providing a caring adult mentor to meet with them once a week in school. Thank you for your support of TeamMates mentoring. We will see you at Runza on September 23rd.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had roofing service company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Back to TeamMates Timeout with DeMo and Ash on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to TeamMates Timeout with DeMo and Ash on 93.7 The Ticket. Today, we're getting to know our CEO, Des Moines Adams. So you're probably wondering, why does Ash keep bringing us in from the show? That's because Demo's in the hot seat today. So, Demo, before we dive back into the conversation we were having during the first segment in regards specifically to leadership and leadership development, leadership books, Austin, we have a question from the hotline.
Less of a question, more of a thank you from Mark, who says, "Thank you, Demo, for all your work and positive influence on so many youth. My son is 31 now. He lives in Virginia. I remember you did a football camp at Seacrest Field with Coach Brown and Patrick Kabongo in around 2001 for youth with a good message about working hard and Jesus love. He still remembers that camp. Keep up your strong leadership for developing young men and women. Way to go, and thank you."
Oh,
Wow.
Thank you, Mark, right?
Yep. You know, FCA was near and dear to my heart when I was in college, and just that involvement on top of, you know, being a student athlete, it was a whole lot. And then on top of being a mentor as a football player, you know, I do feel that for the college students that are out there, it's a great way for them to learn leadership early when you don't think about me and you think about we and you think about the community.
Mm-hmm.
As I said before the break, the real flex is the impact that you have on others. That's, I mean, like, everyone's trying to flex these days,
Right.
but the real flex, show me the impact that you're having on others. How are you influencing others to be better and to do better?
Speaking of leadership, before we went to break, you, and show the viewers again, you had 2 leadership book recommendations that spoke to you. You found these books to be very powerful. So say their names again.
So the first book that I read when I became CEO by Gallup, First Break All of the Rules, What the World's Greatest Managers Do Differently, which I feel like I've been doing and still doing. And I would say most recent, eaters eat last. I'm sorry, leaders eat last. Why some teams pull together and others don't. Um, you know, ownership, one of the things that I have been able to do these last 4 years, and I would say it started around COVID, when I turned 40, like it's something about their 4-0 is either you allow it to make you get old or you allow it to like just go into this, this roar. So, to talk about the roaring 40s. So I feel as a Leo, because I just had my birthday a couple weeks ago, that's when I started roaring. That's when I feel like I took ownership of my top 5 strengths. I stopped making excuses because most of my life, being a kid that stuttered, being this kid that was bullied, being this kid that had low self-esteem and not the smartest, not the coolest, not the most popular, um, social anxiety, all of these different things were like real things to me. And I allowed them to get in the way of me being great. So I would say when I turned 40, something just clicked. And then when I took this role, um, that's when I just started rowing and I just stopped making excuses. And I said, I want to be great. This dream of being a leader is here. Either you're going to give your best effort, DeMo, or you're going to give your best excuse. And so since day one, 4 years ago, I've been giving nothing but my best effort.
So I laugh because it's extreme ownership is what you're talking about. And as a leader, you've just in the responses that you've had, that is extreme ownership. And 3 of your managers have read Extreme Ownership. And we keep telling DeMo he's got to read this book. Vicky, Ashley, and I have all read this book. I just finished it last week and I'm diving into the second book in the trilogy right now called Dichotomy of Leadership. This book that we keep pushing DeMo to read is called Extreme Ownership, How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win. It's written by 2 former Navy SEALs, Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. This book, I'm telling you what, is a game changer. And the third book is coming out here later September, early October. But the whole point of extreme ownership and as a manager, it pretty much like you take the blame for everything on your team. Like if something doesn't work, I'm the leader, that's on me. Or if our team failed, that's on me. You don't make excuses. You show up for your team. And then at the same time though, you model that behavior for your team. And how if something is not working well with the team, you talk things through, but then it's like, okay, it comes a point like as part of leaders, like leadership is lonely, leadership is hard, which we've talked about before. And you have to make those uncomfortable decisions or let go of folks. But extreme ownership, like I said, we've got to get you that book.
Hey, if someone wants to give me a gift by being in this role for 4 years, hint, hint to all of my 30 plus staff, go right ahead. But, going back to leadership is hard, leadership is lonely.
Yep.
Another book that I also read that has served me well, because in leadership, I know for me, I wanted everyone to like me.
Right.
I feel like I'm doing great work. This is nonprofit. We're here for the kids. I had to read this book called The Disease to Please because I was a people pleaser. And then it was a shocker when, folks weren't supporting teammates financially, like having to win others over, having to make tough decisions, having to explain the why behind every decision I was making when I was trying to do what was best for kids. But that really created some skin, which is why who I am today is different than who I was 4 years ago.
Yep.
It's kind of scary when you think about it because I'm not stopping.
Right.
Like, I feel like I'm just getting started. I feel like what we're getting ready to do with this new strategic plan that we have through 2028, the number of students that we're trying to serve, the quality over quantity, our marketing, our advertising, our recruitment. I mean, like, we are going from good to excellence. We're going from 0 to 100 every single day.
You have a lot to do with stewardship, not only of our chapters, but with our donors. Talk about that and the importance of stewardship.
going back to when Coach and I were expanding teammates, there were costs associated with expanding teammates into other states. Um, I took the approach of developing relationships, and that was considered development. I then was able to take those skills to the next level when I was at the University of Nebraska Foundation. So when I took this role as CEO, I knew what I was taking on to build relationships, to help people to understand here's the impact that you can make by supporting teammates, mentoring. To this day don't think of myself as a fundraiser. I think of myself as a friend raiser.
Friend raiser.
And I raise a lot of friends. And like I say, when you ask people for advice, they give you money. When you ask people for money, they give you advice.
Mhm.
I ask people for a lot of advice. I seek wisdom. That's the one thing that I pray for every day. Give me wisdom. And with that wisdom, it allows me to establish these relationships so that every single year to raise $4 million. I mean, $4 million. Of course, we have incredible help. We have a development team, Suzanne Osborne Hintz, and her team, the grants, and just some of our ongoing supporters.
Right.
For them still believing in the mission, believing in co-founders Nancy and Tom, but it's a grind. I like to call it the M&M mix. Money and mentors.
Yeah.
Every day. So there is this nonprofit other hat that I don't think a lot of people see, because in addition to that, I make it a goal every year to visit at least 100 chapters.
Ooh.
Every year I have visited at least 100 chapters. But also every year I have seen at least 100 donors.
Say that again for the listeners.
Every year I have visited at least 100 chapters. That is my own personal goal as a CEO. Again, I'm breaking all of the rules here, but then also when it comes to donors, if I'm not seeing at least 100 donors, I'm not doing something.
In chapters, we have 188 chapters this year. So that means you're seeing almost 2/3 of those chapters every year.
I get to every state every year. And so here in a couple of weeks, I'm headed out to Wyoming, and then South Dakota, Iowa, Kansas. I need to get down to Missouri, show them some love. We're in Rockport, so shout out to Rockport, Missouri. Have not gotten out there to show them some love yet. But then we also have donors that live out in D.C. We have donors that are in Florida. We have donors that are in Arizona. Again, we're trying to impact the world by inspiring students to reach their full potential. So when I keep those kids first, then we do what's best for kids. Yeah. Mentors and money. M&Ms.
M&Ms, mentors and money. Talk about, so actually you, myself, and Tori P are headed to DC in February to present at the National Mentoring Summit, which occurs every year in Washington, DC. Talk about this opportunity for Teammates Mentoring as the largest school-based mentoring program in the nation, and what we can give, what wisdom we can give to other states.
It's a great opportunity to pause and to really see ourselves as being the gold standard of something. The gold standard of school-based mentoring, and how we can offer this to other mentoring programs so that they too can provide quality mentorship to their young people. So I think it's huge for us that here we are, this organization that started in Lincoln, Nebraska 34 years ago, and to go out to DC and to show on a national level what we do, our best practices, our standards. Some of the national standards were adopted from our best practices. So it's humbling, but then also it gets me excited because it lets me know that we are doing something right.
Right.
And the more that we just keep doing what we do, hopefully at the end of the day, others would just see that we're all in this game together. And so how can we help one another? How can we lift one another? So it's humbling that Teammates mentoring is seen as an organization that we can share what works, best practices and standards and elements.
Using that futuristic strength of yours, your top strength, give the viewers and the listeners, we always say we're not done yet. Like you and I talk about, like, we don't really stop and smell the roses because we're just like, okay, on to the next thing. How can we continue to get better and create more matches, get one more student off that long waiting list for a mentor? What is your futuristic vision in the next 3 to 5 years for Teammates?
Let's just start with this month.
Mm-hmm.
We have 1,000 students that are on the waiting list, 1,000 students. And once we get them matched and then we're making Teammates cool, it's going to be another 1,000. We are going to be serving over 12,000 students in 3 years. I think being in these 6 states is going to be our sweet spot, but we will be serving over 200 communities. We will be in at least 250 communities, because keep in mind, Nebraska, you got Lower Concord, Coleridge, and Wilcox Hildrich. Students will become mentors. We will have staff that will continue to grow. We will have some staff that will leave and do big time things. And there will be that day when, we will have some incredible supporters that will be in a better place. But what will be sustainable will be this mission, our core values. I'm not going anywhere. My hope is that my incredible team, if they feel this is their purpose, they will continue to be here. But we are here for the students. We are here to serve, not to be served. And that is what keeps me hungry, is these students. And so whenever I want to get lazy and get content and think, oh, my job is done, why is it so hard, DeMo, for you to smell the roses? Because we have students on the waiting list. There is no time to relax.
Mm-hmm.
There's work to be done day by day. And I would say the day when I smell roses is when I retire, but I got a long ways to go. And so far I don't have any gray hair. And so we are just getting started. And why? Because we always have work that needs to get done. And we have students that we're helping to get the job won.
Oh, Austin, I had one more question before break. Okay. Do we have any questions or
not at the moment?
Okay. So when we come back, I have a couple more questions. You're wondering again, why is Ash leading everything off today? Because DeMo is our special guest. We're getting to know Teammates CEO Des Moines Adams. Don't go away. We're not done yet. You're listening to Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash on 93.7 The Ticket.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Farmers know it all starts with the soil. At Carbon Connections, they're helping you unlock its full potential. Their high-quality humic acid improves nutrient uptake, boosts root development, and enhances soil structure, so your crops get more from every acre. But it doesn't stop there. With a full lineup of crop protection products, they help you reduce synthetic inputs while protecting yields and profits. Smarter inputs, healthier soils, better returns. It's time to grow more naturally. Visit Carbon Connections on Facebook or call them today at 402-947-1476 to learn how they can help your farm thrive. Carbon Connections, unlocking your potential.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Are you familiar with everything the Lincoln Children's Museum offers? Camps, field trips, and game day playdates are just a few of the extraordinary programs provided by the Lincoln Children's Museum. When you spend a day with your family at the Lincoln Children's Museum, your child's mind can explore while enjoying the many interactive exhibits they have, while keeping admission prices extremely affordable. Stop by the Lincoln Children's Museum today in downtown Lincoln, or visit them online for more information at lincolnchildrensmuseum.org.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Are your feet just killing you and you feel like all hope is lost? Say goodbye to discomfort and hello to pain relief at Brown's Shoe Fit. They offer expert advice along with high-quality products to help you find the right solution tailored to your specific needs. Need a different width? Not a problem. Brown's carries a wide range of widths in store. Brown's Shoe Fit on 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Back to Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash on 93.7 The Ticket. Today, you are getting to know Teammates CEO Des Moines Adams. We've learned all the things. This is the shortest segment, so I'm not going to get to everything that I wanted to get to today. But DeMo, there's always one question that I ask our guests, and that is who their mentors were that made a profound impact on their life and a piece of advice that they carried with them still to this day. And I want you to answer that same question.
You know, it was my 8th grade English teacher, Mrs. Houston. You know, at that time, I was this kid that I stuttered. I was embarrassed, and I wanted to quit, wanted to give up on everything myself. And, she took the time to see me. And at the time, I wasn't even like this all-star athlete, but she said, winners never quit and quitters never win.
Say that again.
Winners never quit and quitters never win. And she worked with me. She met me where I was at. And that is when I got the nickname DeMo Man. Because from being this kid that stuttered, from being this kid that just didn't believe in himself, she could have just wore the hat of a teacher. But to this day, whenever I feel stuck, whenever I'm facing adversity, I just would never forget, never quit, never give in, give up and give out just because it gets tough. Keep pushing, keep working hard, keep practicing. And the other thing that she told me, believe in the people that believe in you. Because it's easy to believe in the people that don't believe in you.
Right.
And then you don't believe in yourself. And so I try to surround myself around people that believe in me and that has served me well. And I try to pass that on to as many young people as I can.
What is one piece of advice that you give to your kids? Your own kids?
I tell them the importance of being leaders, not followers. I tell them that they're smart, but when people are watching them, be leaders. Be the one that's influencing others. You be the thermostat in the room. And I would say both Lennox and Olivia, they're doing great, not just academically, but how they carry themselves. And the fact that their dad, who is the CEO, so, but leadership is something that I preach. It's something that's near and dear to me. It's something that's important. And like I say, as I just reflect on the last 4 years, it's been a dream come true. And I feel like I'm living a dream every day by being a leader, which is different than being a boss. I don't like being called a boss. I don't even like being called a manager. But leadership is something that I never imagined. And I'm very fortunate that people believed in me enough. Deepak Gangahar, Tony Urban, the board members, and even my team, people like you, for me to be in this servant leadership role.
Ash, let me put on my DeMo hat for a second.
Oh.
DeMo, we know what position you would have played at Nebraska. If you didn't go to Nebraska, who else was on the Des Moines Adams trail?
Oh, that's a good question. If I did not go to Nebraska, I would have found myself down in Ole Miss.
Oh, I was not expecting
Oxford,
that one.
Okay.
Yep. So it was Nebraska, it was Ole Miss, it was the Razorbacks, it was Baylor, and it was Oklahoma.
Oh.
Yeah. And, of course, your Texas A&Ms and your Florida States, they came out at the very last minute. But at that time, I went to Ole Miss because they sold themselves and they would have put me in a position that would allow me to play. But I have no regrets. I love my time here. Now, if I was to play a different position.
Let's ask him in basketball. If you're playing basketball for the Huskers, what position are you playing in basketball?
That's a great question, Austin.
Even though I'm 6'3", I would be a power forward.
Yeah.
I mean, the
you
elbows,
and Charles Barkley.
Yeah, yes. Getting the rebounds, being tough. I don't care how tall you are. I'm not going to let you push me around. I would be an awesome power forward. Basketball was my favorite sport before football. Yep. And the reason I just focused on football because I stopped growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, DeMo, one more question before Austin takes us out, and I'll let you take us out today. If someone is still on the fence about becoming a mentor, what would you tell them?
If you're on the fence of becoming a mentor, think about these kids that want a mentor right now. Right now, our students, they're looking for a connection with someone. They want someone to listen. They're looking for someone to care about them. There will be a time where students don't care about making a connection with people because right now, they're all about making connections with this thing right here. We are shaping the next generation of leaders. Join this team that is a part of helping our young people reach their full potential. Everyone wants to be a part of something that's doing good things. TeamMates is doing good things. All it takes is your gift of time. We would train you on all of the other things. And so just remember this, the best things in life are not things. The best things in life are people. Join the team, be a mentor, head over to teammates.org today.
Oh, and should we tell the listeners what next week is?
Next week is going to be our last Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash. It is coming to a sunset, but it has been an incredible ride. So you don't want to miss next week. It's just going to be DeMo and Ash because this is how we started. This is how we're going to finish out. And so, of course, it's bittersweet, Ash. I mean,
it is.
Yeah.
Shout out to Austin for teaching us the ways. We appreciate you. And of course, Rebecca and DP for letting us join the ticket family, but you'll still see us around.
Oh yeah. Shout out to AD Terrell. They're going to have us, visit because, Teammates, this is family. And so Austin, we appreciate you.
All right. You heard the guy. Go to teammates.org to learn more information how you can get involved. This is Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, this is Tom Osborne. Join me on September 23rd and dine at your favorite local Renza in support of Teammates Mentoring. 10% of Renza sales on September 23rd will benefit your local Teammates Mentoring chapter. Teammates Mentoring helps students reach their full potential by providing a caring adult mentor to meet with them once a week in school. Thank you for your support of TeamMates